Are you looking for a new whiskey adventure? Then climb in and buckle up. Get ready for one hell of a ride on the Whiskey Trip podcast with your host, Big Chief. Join in as he and his guests explore whiskey and dive into whiskey stories from around the world. Now here's your host, Big Chief.
Folks, you know, here on the Whiskey Trip, we celebrate more than just the pour in our glass. We celebrate heritage, tradition, and the stories that make this country what it is. That's why I'm proud to tell you about our friends at the Heritage Flag Company. These aren't just flags, they're handcrafted works of art built from whiskey and bourbon barrels that once held the spirit we all love. Every cut, every nail, every burn mark tells a story of patience and craftsmanship. Just like the whiskey we sip, these flags are bold, timeless, and full of character. Whether you hang one in your home bar, your man cave, or gift it to a veteran or first responder, a heritage flag isn't just decor. It's a statement. It says you believe in freedom, tradition, and the legacy we pass down. So saddle up, whiskey family, and head over to theheritageflag.com. Use code WhiskeyTrip10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Let them know Big Chief sent you. Because just like your favorite pour, the Heritage Flag Company is made to be shared, honored, and remembered. Now let's get on to the show. Hey, it's old Big Chief, and yeah, you're taking another ride with a Whiskey Trip, baby. And I'm here in Spicewood, Texas. Where's Spicewood, Texas? We're about 45 minutes out of Austin, Texas, here in the Hill Country. Just a stone's throw from Lake Travis. If you come out here to the Hill Country, it is absolutely beautiful. But I heard this wolf howling out here. It reminded me of Wolfman Jack. And I got Jordan Waters with Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery on with me today. Jordan, thanks for having us out here.
Oh, it's our pleasure, man. Love hosting you.
Man, I love this. Now, to start out, and I haven't done this on the podcast, but put your right hand out here, and we're going to shake hands, and I'm going to give you one of my challenge coins for having me out here.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
For your support of the military.
Oh, we love it. Yeah, we do a lot with military. It's really big. We host a lot of events out here. Big charity sponsors of all things military. So we appreciate your service and love having you out. Thanks, Big Chief.
Now,
This is that's
That's
really
pretty.
cool.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Not like my normal ones, you know.
Yeah, that's not a normal challenge.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And that's listeners, you can find that coin on my website, thewhiskeytrip.com. The coin is made from Guardian coins. It represents not only my podcast but my heritage and my military service.
Very cool.
Pretty great coin.
Very cool.
I'd love to see Iron Wolf have a challenge coin like that.
We've
with
been
Wolf's
looking at
Paw.
that, and we've done a few kind of concepts. But yes, we want to do that. It's in our mix. Probably by next year, we'll have something special to start spreading around as well.
That man right there, Guardian Coins, is your guy.
Is
he
it?
would
Okay.
design what you want, make it look amazing.
Oh, that's great. I'll follow up with you on that then.
Yeah.
I know a lot of our listeners and fans would love to have one of those too. They love the brand. It's pretty badass. So it fit right in.
It does fit right in.
Nice.
So, listeners, we're going to go into the history, as always, of Iron Wolf and how Jordan got into this. But we're going to start because last couple episodes, I've been about 15 minutes in. I still haven't drank any whiskey, so I haven't had a pour of whiskey today. But you got bourbon in our first glass. Tell me about this.
Right. So our bourbon is it'd be considered a high rye bourbon. It's about 25% rye. And we're kind of bourbon lovers, obviously. We love our bourbons, and we like bourbons that are a little punchier, have a little bit more spice to them. And that's why we love that rye grain, and that's why we pump that rye value up to around 25%. It's about 5 years in the barrel. And what we consider kind of a secret in the aging process is what we call hot barrel aging. So we let our barrels sit in an uninsulated, unventilated container for a minimum of 3 years in this Texas heat. And it's not just the heat, it's the cool as well. We all know Texas weather, right? It can be 80 degrees in January, and the next week the high is 35. So we let it ride those highs and lows, and it just moves that liquid in and out of that wood and adds a lot of rich character. That combined with the high rye just makes a really nice, bold bourbon drinker's bourbon. So that's what we got here.
Well, I'll say
Big
cheers
G.
to you.
Yeah, to you too.
Definitely got some spice, that 25% rye, and it really comes alive.
Yeah, it does.
Gives you this nice black pepper spice to it. I still get the oak and the caramel. I get some of that corn pop that I'm always looking for in a bourbon.
Right.
But
I don't get that Texas, everybody's always talking about, hey, Texas has this Texas funk. And I just think it's a crock of shit that people
it is if you're tasting this glass, because it's not in this glass, that's for sure. Yeah.
And Texas, we can age whiskey differently than other regions can.
Certainly. Yeah.
And, on the Gulf Coast, so a lot of people are like, oh, just jump up to Austin. Well, we're 6 hours from you, right? From Spicewood to Orange, Texas,
All right.
a 6-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't tend to understand how big Texas is and the different microclimates we have. They call them microclimates, but they're really not microclimates. It's what another whole state.
Yeah, they're climates. Yeah, I agree. For sure.
But we still can age that, like you said, in summertime and get 105 here. It's cooking.
It's cooking.
And that whiskey is just being pushed deep into.
Absolutely. And you have a lot of heat energy too that really affects the chemistry behind not just pushing the whiskey into the wood, but that heat adds to the chemistry and facilitates that chemistry of the whiskey wood interaction. And that's where we get also all this rich, the phenols, the lipids, proteins, things. You just look at the legs on that, you get a nice viscosity and a mouthfeel too. So it's not just thin, it's got a nice richness as well as kind of that spicy complexity.
You sound like you're some type of engineer.
Yeah, a few years in engineering and chemistry. Yeah, way back in the background.
Well, let's get into some history about your wife and you building Iron Wolf and deciding to become distillers. How does a engineer, how does a chemist, how do you decide, hey, I want to stop doing that stuff?
Right.
And
well, of
become
course,
a distiller?
Sure. Thanks, Big Chief. Of course, all those things are a fantastic background and a basis to build upon because most of it is chemistry. A lot of it's chemistry. And so we leverage that. But I've spent a lot of my career in tech, kind of evolving and even more recently in sales, business, and marketing. And that's very important to building a brand as well. So we kind of layer all that together. I've got a great partner, Randy Ayla, my wife, Glenda. The three of us combine unique experiences and capabilities to formulate what it takes to build this business, create unique products and, custom equipment and process and all that goes with just bringing something truly distinctive to market.
Well, I mean, we drive out here and you get off the highway out there in Spicewood and you're really about 4 or 5 miles out of really what they consider Spice.
Right now, yeah, we're kind of in the hill country. Spicewood is long and narrow, and it goes on that 71 corridor out west of Austin. But we have a lot of growth coming this way. It's so popular. It's actually one of the highest growth areas in Texas now. This corridor from Lakeway Bee Cave out to
it's
Horseshoe Bay.
When I was a kid, and we'd come out here and buy cattle or come to a ranch, or we'd actually come out here and buy cedar staves and cedar posts.
Crazy.
And it was nothing but ranches out here and brush and
right. I mean, you got real roots, right? Not far from here, out
up in
West Hill Country.
Yeah, I call it the Northern Hill Country, right there, the gateway. If you come out of Evant, Texas, and you pop up over a pass right there, actually, and you kind of it's like the gateway to the Hill Country to me, and that's where I grew up and my roots and. I was drinking whiskey even back then, statutes of law are
a little different, right?
Yeah. Well, I was confiscating whiskey from people back then. But yeah, the Hill Country is my home, really. It's coming home to me, even though we live down on the Gulf Coast, down on Southeast Texas. This is still home to me.
Oh yeah.
It's in my blood. It's in my nature.
So you're right at home here at Iron Wolf. It feels like home.
I drove up and I'm like, damn. We were talking about cattle guards and my wife's like, well, how does a cattle guard work? And I was explaining to her, and she's like, can cows actually, do they keep them out? And I was like, well, a real smart cow or old bull, they'll figure a way to jump off of the edge of it.
You can sneak around it.
Yeah.
They
know. They are crafty critters, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. When we started here, we had cattle running the property. So that's why Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery, it was a ranch. There was cows and longhorns out here. And it's kind of a funny story. When we first started with just our first building where we're at now in the still house, in our little tasting room and bar, the cows would sneak in and run all around the property. And then at the end of the night, we needed to get them out because they'd wreck the place if we left them in here. So we'd get the customers And we had regulars and people that are on the front deck, and we would say, okay, free cocktail if you help us get the cows out. So
just wrangling cows.
They would jump up and run out there with their hats and herd the cows out. And we still have people come back to us and say how much they remember how fun that was, for the first couple of years.
I love it. The first time I actually heard about you guys, my nephew called me. He lives up in Hamilton, Texas, but he was working for a famous little guy in Austin, named Jordan Shipley, played for that good football team, Hook'em Horns.
Heard of them. Heard of him. I mean, yeah, them and him.
But he had a land clearing business where they'd come out here and they got these big machines that grind up cedar trees, mulch them down. And he was working for him, and he's like, "Hey, Uncle Mike, I got this bottle of whiskey that this ranch owner that started this distillery."
Nice.
And I was like, "Well, I got to have him on now that you came out here." But Jesse Alameda is my nephew, and he big old boy, about 6 foot, 6'5" or 6".
Wow.
Big fella.
Certainly. Big runs in the family, I think.
It does. It does run in the family, and some of us, anyways. Now he's a little bit lighter than me. I'm the black sheep, I guess. Of the family. A little bit darker than everybody else. But he had told me about it, and I was like, "Well, I got to get." And we just kind of been playing phone tag, and it hadn't worked out. And I apologize for that. It just 5 or 6 hours is not an easy drive, and I know you guys. I know what it takes to run a distillery.
Right? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
If you're doing it yourself, you're not just a corporation with millions.
No, we're kind of family or local business, and we're building this thing just through time. We're expanding. We grow as we grow with the community, and it's a labor of love. It's a passion, and we're here all the time working on this.
Well, when we're walking around, I could see the passion, and I can see the vision,
Right.
And I always think of vision and people and what they're going to build. I'll go back to this famous TV series called Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, sure.
And, Gus, he tried to tell Woodrow Call this vision.
Right.
And Woodrow couldn't see it. He really just said, "What are you going to do? Round up a bunch of whores and drive them up to Montana?"
Right.
And Woodrow just wasn't having it. But Gus had that vision. But I can see your vision here at Iron.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
What you're trying to build. And I'm blown away. Once you're completely finished, this place is going to be one of, if not the best distillery in Texas.
Thank you. High praise. High praise from a man who's been to almost every distillery in Texas. So I take that. That means a lot.
I'm trying to look around, make sure Dan Garrison ain't back there about to whoop me.
We'll take care of Dan.
I think there's some distilleries that stand out, right?
Sure.
And people are doing it differently at different ones. But I'd love this for me, for rancher, for a hill country kid. You haven't lost that. It's not like California came and put a stamp in it.
Right. We really definitely.
This is Texas.
It's all Texas, and we meant it to be that way. The venue's super distinctive. The point is to make a statement, right? The brand is bold and strong. We want the same impact when you drive up the road here off, a little bit in the hills, and you drive up, the reaction we get is very good, right? It's like, oh shit, this is amazing.
I actually felt like, you were talking about it, how you built it. And it does look like a giant hay barn. I mean, where you could store, I don't know how many square bales in here, 10,000 square bales,
right,
but you could store a lot of round bales in here, keep the weather off of them and stuff, and keep your hay longer. But I got that feel. I got that ranch feeling. The limestone is here. A lot of people's like, there's no limestone in Texas. Horse shit on that. There's limestone.
We got it. Throw a shovel in the ground here, and I'll show you limestone.
And another neat factor, you guys are using your rainwater here system. And you got a giant water storage system out there, a giant silo. It's filled.
Yes, everybody likes to talk about where they get their water. Here, we get it from God directly. So we just capture it and store it. What better source than that, right?
Actually, there's a couple of distilleries in Texas that feel like that's the best way to do it.
Super pristine, and it's a great way to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Last week's episode with Standard Cooperage, Greg out there, that's the way he's using water to build his barrels. And he's using, because he got to steam them, right?
Right.
To shape them.
Right.
And that's what he's using because he doesn't want any
You don't want to color it at all.
You don't want chlorine in there. You want fluoride.
Exactly.
You don't want anything.
No minerals or chemicals really of any kind.
No.
At the final stages and when you're proofing down.
So is that what you guys are using to
absolutely
proof down your whiskey with?
Absolutely. Just as clean and clear as possible. Don't want to color anything.
So when did you guys first open up to the public?
So the beginning, the origin goes back about 13 years now. And we've been open 8.5 years or so to the public, going on 9 years this September. So we've been, active, starting with just this building, the still house, and then expanding, adding more outdoor spaces. The den, our building 2, and we just kind of keep expanding the property, adding the stages. We love music, so you'll see that as kind of a theme we weave into things out here. This is live music and events. And that's what happened over the course of the last 9 years. And we've been in the market. We mainly focus on Texas. We got a little bit happening up in Arkansas, a little happening in Florida, a little in Louisiana. But a big part of our focus is Texas just because our products are so distinctive. We've got a lot of work to do and a lot of people to enjoy it and discover us here in Texas alone.
Now, I looked up to see, I'd ask you why the name Iron Wolf? Why did you pick the name Iron Wolf?
Iron Wolf. Well, first of all, it's really built around wolf. When we looked at it, we didn't really just start with wolves, but we've always loved wolves. We happen to have a wolf. We have a pet Siberian gray wolf named Luna. So she comes out to events and is out here on most Fridays, not today because we're a little too busy, but you'll see Luna out here and we take her to events as well. So we have a Siberian gray wolf, but the wolf and the characteristics of the wolf and the wolf pack are everything we wanted our brand to be known for. It's kind of that wild, edgy, bold spirit of Texas. It's the social interactions and the characteristics of the wolf pack. It's the diversity of the pack. Like our product line is really diverse, vodka, gin, rum, whiskeys, bourbons, but it all works together like a pack built around the Iron Wolf brand. So that's where it comes from. And iron is just a really strong modifier. If you look around here, it's steel, metal, rock, wood. That's what we build the textures of our brand and our venue around, and our products with the metal badges and the heavy glass. All that underscores those brand characteristics and attributes of a wolf and a wolf pack.
I love it. I love the brand and branding and stuff. And you guys actually have this badass cocktail, this old fashioned here that you taken and put a wolf print into ice.
Right. Right.
And then you pour cherry juice in there and it just
that's one of our signatures. So our custom bottles are really unique and distinctive just with the design and the inlaid metal badges. But as you mentioned, for those, it's like in the bottom is a nice wolf paw imprint as we showed.
And we'll pop that up on the screen.
And that's a secondary mark. And we have custom ice cube trays made. In fact, we're giving away some of these 2-inch premium ice cube trays that have the wolf paw in them. So when you make those old fashions and what we call new fashioned, I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go. It's got the cherry juice just sits in that wolf paw and it's just super unique. It's fun.
I love it. I had to actually look up and see what the history of the wolf is in Texas. But before we do that and talk about the wolf in Texas, what's in this second glass, Rob?
All right. The second glass is a limited release. It's a straight rye whiskey. And this is about 6.5 years. It'd be considered a little bit higher corn. We like the corn because we love rye spiciness, but sometimes the full rye can be a little bit too kind of floral. It's not the spice of the rye that bothers us so much, but it also can get some of the ones you taste around Texas are a little bit off. So we wanted to put a little bit more of the corn in it, and 6.5 years in the barrels here in Texas just give it a really unique, distinctive spice and also character with a little bit more of that corn on the back end.
I'll say cheers.
Cheers to you.
It does have a different taste to it, and more of that Kentucky style rye that drinks more like a bourbon than it does a rye.
It does a bit, yeah.
And a lot of people, if they get 95.5 or 100% rye or an 80-20, which is a Monongahela rye out of Pennsylvania, and Germans up there were making rye whiskey.
Yeah.
George Washington went and tried to tax their asses.
Exactly.
They rised
Our
up.
first rye maker in the country, right?
Yeah, they rised up and said, hey, you ain't taxing us. We're going to have a little whiskey rebellion up here.
Right.
But he was the only president to march into battle for taxation.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
I knew the story of his rye endeavors, but
I actually did a episode there at George Washington's
Did you
Distillery.
really? Oh, wow.
I think I'm the only podcast to have recorded there.
Wow, that's very cool.
What an honor it is to get to be.
Oh, absolutely.
To go into any distillery, I feel like I'm a blessed man. A lot of people are like, "Hey, what a great thing you have going. You get to go drink whiskey with people." And I'm like, I don't think they don't see all the back work that goes into it.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's a lot. Of
It's
course, right?
To me, it's a passion of love. I love doing this, but I love trying to come and tell your story, being the Paul Harvey of whiskey.
Well, that's why we appreciate you having here. A big part of the experience and what we want to build in the brand is about the personal experience, the social experience. And that's why a big part of our effort and investment is also having a really distinctive venue, because it feeds that experience. It's the Iron Wolf and the Wolfpack experience, super critical to us. And the only way you can get it is by being part of something like this. So we appreciate you spending time with us.
Now, we're around the same age. Do you remember, the 4th of July picnics with old Willie?
Oh, absolutely. We got some posters around here from those.
Old Willie put on these, and that's what this reminds me of. Is just, if you had an old 70s bus out there,
right?
Like that, to me, that would be iconic, because Willie would do something like that. And this is that outside Texas venue, and then you got an inside listening room over there.
Right, we do.
Just,
the den.
To me, the state of the art. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it.
It's a stunning venue. The reviews are kind of off the charts just for the quality and the experience and the uniqueness of it. But yeah, we've also got the festival stage, the Freedom stage out there, where we can have thousands of people if we want to do. It's not so big; it becomes not intimate. I mean, it's small enough that, a couple thousand people or something like that. It's just a really nice, intimate show, but a big festival type experience. So we do that on occasion out here too.
I love it. I just love the thought process that went through of building this venue out here, because it is a distillery, but it's a venue. It's a place that people can come here and gather as a wolf pack.
Yeah, we do a lot of community, and we do a lot of, like I said, we do a lot of charity events, and we let our military event partners come in here, and we give them the venue for free. So if you're a military charity, come talk to us, or a charity of any type. We'll usually offer the whole venue for free in support of the community and the efforts. And we love, the Folds of Honor is a great partner of ours. We do many events with them every year. Homes for Heroes, Wounded Warrior, US 13, Combat Control from the Air Force, Special Forces has done several big events out here. So we're there for you. If you're listening, approach us for sure.
Well, and I love it. And you brought up the military, and it takes me into talking about one of my friends out there, Lewis. He has the Whiskey Valor Foundation. And what the Whiskey Valor Foundation is that they're trying to eradicate drinking and driving in the military and the veteran community. So what we're doing is I'll pop up their QR code. I'll pop up the logo. You want to give $5, you want to give $10, you want to give $20. Hell, you want to give $10,000. I know they'll take it. You'll help, cut the numbers down, help sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marines, from losing their life or getting themselves in trouble while drinking and driving. And what they're using that money for is they buy $25 Uber rides. Miss Viv and I have used it to go home once or twice in our life. Helped us out a lot cheaper than a DUI.
It's a fantastic cause. That's a great cause.
But if we can eradicate drinking and driving in the military, it'd be a great thing. Now, getting back to the wolves in Texas.
Okay.
I know you're ready for this history right here.
I'm ready for you to educate me.
The last wolves in Texas were in 1970, and Texas Parks and Wildlife actually captured the last wild wolves.
Oh, that's sooner than I would think.
And there were
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, not that long ago. And there were not only gray wolves, but there were red wolves here.
Yeah, the red wolves.
Now, some are saying down on Galveston Island, there are some wolves down there. They're called ghost wolves. But the ghost wolves are actually giant coyotes, but they do have wolf DNA in them.
Yeah.
And I knew there was a mixture, crossbreed between a wolf and a coyote.
Right.
And that's why you see some of the bigger coyotes.
Yeah.
The size of German shepherds.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the wolf history.
Okay, that's interesting.
State of Texas for you.
I'll take it. Yeah, our Siberian gray is a little bit out of sorts here in the Texas heat. Long way from Siberia.
I don't know how the Texas ranchers would would feel about it. If,
Yeah,
you know,
they get reintroduced in several places across in the U.S. and Wyoming, and they have some in Idaho and some in Utah, and some coming into Northern California, and it's always a balance, of course, right?
I'd rather see buffaloes reintroduced before I definitely don't want to see the grizzly bear reintroduced.
No,
if
don't
there's
do
one
that.
animal I'm scared of,
Yeah.
besides a polar bear, is a grizzly bear,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm scared of sharks too, because you can't see them. So
Yeah. We'll keep them out of here too.
I
Appreciate that.
love it. Well, so you know, you guys got this full venue out here, and there's been a downturn in whiskey, right?
Mm-hmm.
How have you guys pushed through that downturn and really pushed forward
Sure.
in your thinking?
Right. Well, a big part of our kind of approach, strategy, if you will, is to create things that are so unique and distinctive from a brand and a product standpoint that they kind of transcend the normal categories. And that's where I'll introduce you to some of our flavored whiskeys that are super popular and have actually a pretty broad demographic opportunity. In addition to kind of, let's say, kind of a standard bourbon trending down in the market. The other thing is the brand's got to stand out. You got to be strong and unique and distinctive in the brand position. And I think there's still opportunity for companies with strong brands and unique products to rise up. We're talking right now on the downturn. It's more of a macroeconomic scale, right? We're still a craft distillery. I mean, we can 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x our business and still be and still have this huge growth potential where we're not really pushed down too much by the macroeconomics of it, just given the uniqueness of the brand and the distinctive products.
Yeah, if you're getting the same amount of people out here as like Buffalo Trace is getting, you're doing a lot better than they.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
And a lot of people were like, oh, well, there's a downturn in bourbon. But I tell you what, Buffalo Traces or Sazerac's bestsellers aren't whiskey at all. You know, they got that little ball drink.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
They actually own Fireball and stuff like that. So
Right.
that's what they have figured it out, and other brands have figured it out. You know, I heard a story about Jimmy Russell, and people made fun of him when he made American Honey, right?
Yeah.
And, people were like, "Oh, nobody's going to drink that."
Yeah.
And they were like, "That's not traditional bourbon." He's like, "I don't care as long as they drink it."
Right.
And
right. Well,
hey,
and that's kind of where
it's a hit for them.
That's where our HotScotch is recently voted #1 best flavored whiskey in Texas. I mean, it just crushes it, and it's very unique with the sweet, with the spiciness to it. It's kind of all Texas with a little bit of that. It's got a pepper infusion in it. So it brings in our bourbon drinkers that normally wouldn't be in that category. And it's just got a super broad appeal. And it's so unique. The cocktails that it makes, again, have lots of headroom potential, not just novelty. It's not just a shot or a flavor. It's got a lot of depth to it as well.
I love it.
So it's really fun. Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to kind of diversify, right, in your portfolio and say, okay, and you guys have did that. You got a vodka, you got a gin.
We do, yeah.
You got other drinks that I heard you got a killer, God dang, I can't think of what it's called.
The Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary here.
Absolutely.
I love that people think outside the box that way. You got your ice cube. Well, I mean, what does it cost to make an ice cube?
Yeah.
And putting that extra spin on it, right?
Yeah, with the paw imprint. Yeah, it just brings a lot of unique value. I could sit behind the bar when we're making our nice, fancy old fashions and new fashions, and I bet half the people that have, their first time there, half of them will see that and they'll just be amazed, and they'll put it on their thing, and they'll have to take a picture and then send it to people and say, "Look at this!" Right?
That's
it's
what
the
it's
little
all
things.
about.
It makes a difference.
Yeah,
you know? It's important.
I do love it. We got a couple more minutes before the first half is over with.
Okay.
And some things I'd ask you about out here is, how do you draw people out here with marketing? How do you draw them out here to the distillery? Because you are not a hop, skip, and a jump from Austin.
Right.
How do you get those younger folks out here?
Well, it's not as far as you think. We can be in downtown Austin in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So if you're even at a hotel right downtown and you want a little bit of a hill country escape, 40 or 45-minute run isn't too bad to be out here in the Texas hill country. And then if you're already out this way, a little bit Westlake or Lakeway or Bee Cave, it's 10, 15 minutes down the road. So it's not as far out as you think. We rely heavily on social media. It's just our mouthpiece. We have good bands and unique events. So if you stay tuned, I mean, we've got a band coming in from Nashville. It's a national level band act. We happen to have an opportunity for Porter to stop by on his way to a bigger show. And because of the venue here, he's like, oh, I'll stop by and do a show. So tonight we've got a fantastic Nashville show here. And that brings people out. And they know they're always going to see quality experiences, quality musicians and live music. And we do a lot of events, the charity events, we have big parties a few times a year. We feature different things, like our Kentucky Derby is a day where we throw down. We say that's an event perfect for our wide open spaces, all our big turfed areas. We have a racehorse that comes out here, and we call that, we're in our third year. We just had it. It's our Talk Derby to Me party.
Oh, man.
So things like that we get known for, and that brings the people out, and they can plan around those big events as well.
I love it. You got to think outside the box. And I'm hoping I got 2 music artists, maybe 3 that I want to try to get to come up here and play some music. One is out of, she lives in Nashville. She actually lives in Franklin, Tennessee, but Taylor Hughes, she's got a great whiskey song. And then another great little band out of Southeast Texas. They just cut their first EP. Is Running on Credit. There's some just Bayou boys that they got a pedal steel guitar.
All right.
Trying to take it back to the 70s.
Yeah,
some
really.
of that 70 Gary Stewart's music.
Sure.
Stuff
Good
like
classic.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that kind of music. I love a venue. You actually got a dance floor out there.
Yeah, we can have people, they can dance if they choose, and depends on what we're doing and what type of band it is. But yeah, we try to have as much fun as we can.
Man, what about when they're out on that main Freedom stage?
Yeah, the Freedom stage is big. We had Reckless Kelly out there. It was beautiful. It was an evening. People were out on the turf and the sunset, and it was gorgeous colors. I'll show you a video. It's pictures of it, but just a super experience. Just amazing.
I really dig that. It doesn't hurt that you have the whiskey too for people. Now we're not drinking this on the show, but he's got some 9-year-old here. Tell me about this 9-year.
Yeah, this is a 9-year. This is a super unique single barrel. We've been tracking different barrels because we're always tasting them through the still house, of course, keeping tabs on them. This was one of the ones that just had a super rich flavor to it, a lot of complexity. And this is bottled at 109 proof, 9-year bourbon. And this is a all hand signed wax dip. It's got our leather strap with our silver metal wolf brooch. And if you look at it, it's almost kind of like a Kahlua. Just the richness here is incredible.
I love when you see a dark whiskey like that.
Yeah.
You got some over here somewhere. I'm going to take
some
sips
we got a little bit. We'll get you sampled up on that one too. You can't leave without trying some of that.
Well, we might have to leave some whiskey in our bag. You got to watch Miss Viv over there. She'll sneak some. But we're right up against the first half, Jordan. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the future of Iron Wolf. We're going to drink the HotScotch and the Iron Hot on the second half with some ice because it's warm out here.
It's warm, but it's perfect. Just chill it down a little bit, and I think you're going to love it.
Yeah,
find something really unique.
I think that'll be perfect for the second half. Miss Viv's over there got herself a cocktail.
You betcha.
It's half gone.
We're having fun out here already.
Yeah, it's what a place. And there's people are starting to show up. And it's starting to be a full house. I'd really love to see people come into this distillery, support small craft distilleries like this. And you're not really small. This place is monstrous. I do like, and we got these giant stills. We're going to talk about those on the second half. There's actually, you can see part of one, and we're sitting right behind one. And then you got, I don't know how many column stills you have.
Six columns, four of the, reflux columns.
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere here. Yeah. And then there's barrels over here, fermenter tanks. I mean, it is, I'll take some photos. We'll pop those up. What a great second half we're going to have. Listeners, you stick with us and we'll be right back.
Appreciate it.
The Whiskey Trip is proudly sponsored by Guardian Coins, a veteran, family-owned and operated company that understand what it truly means to honor service, story, and tradition. Guardian Coins just doesn't make the challenge coins. They craft symbols of pride, legacy, and camaraderie. From military units and first responders to distilleries, brands, and special events, every coin is designed with purpose and built to last. Here at the Whiskey Trip, our official Whiskey Trip challenge coin was brought to life by Guardian Coins. and it represents exactly what this ride is all about. Craftsmanship, community, and sharing a great pour with amazing people. From custom artwork to flawless finishes, Guardian Coins works with you one-on-one to turn your vision into something tangible, something you can hold, collect, and pass down. So if you're looking to create a coin that tells your story, whether it's from your unit, your brand, or your next big milestone, trust the folks who know how much that story matters. Visit Guardian Coins on Facebook and tell them Big Chief from the Whiskey Trip sent you. Now pour something good and let's get back to the ride.
All right, listeners, we're back for the second half here at Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery here in Spicewood, Texas. We got Mr. Jordan Waters on with this.
Absolutely.
He's wearing his cowboy hat.
You betcha.
I was like, man, he's got the. I was wondering, did you have a perm back in the 80s?
No, man, it's all natural.
All
You
natural.
got to grow it where you can. So I'll keep my hat on.
Now I get it. And I was wondering about Spicewood. You know, this area back in the 1800s was known for cattle rustling and outlaws, and a lot of them would hide around here. We're not too far from a bunch of caverns, and
Right.
they would hide, outlaws would hide in there and stuff. And I imagine they was hiding some whiskey in there. But some of the outlaws that hid around here might have ran on this ranch right here.
I bet they did.
Was a guy named Sam Bass. You ever heard of him?
Absolutely. Yeah.
John Wesley Hardin was another one that ran around here. And then Belle Starr, she was the bandit queen.
Really?
Ran all the way across from Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma.
I think we're coming up with some new cocktail names here.
We're gonna
have to weave that in.
That is a pretty
I like
badass cocktail names right there. The Sam Bass.
Yeah, right.
You know, and when I think back, and you know, the outlaws that on Lonesome Dove, that Larry McMurtry could just write a damn novel, right?
Yeah,
and come up with some amazing outlaws and stuff. But this area around here was known for that, and it's also known for the Native Americans. We're here. You guys found any arrowheads on here?
Oh, absolutely.
ranch?
Yeah, we find like that a lot. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Man, that when I was a kid, we used to go and find them all the time. We had a point that overlooked the Bennett Creek that runs into the Lampasas River.
Right,
We'd go up on that point, and there would be a bunch of flint flakes.
right.
What was happening there was a Native American was a scout, and what he was watching was for the whole tribe as they camped on a creek back there.
Right.
And there was all kinds of arrowheads there that we found, pottery and stuff. But up on that shelf, kind of on the mountaintop, he was up there being scout. But one of his jobs, so he just sitting on his ass.
While he's watching,
He's
he
working
can,
too. He's
make the
napping,
weapons and stuff.
making his
Yeah.
arrowheads.
stuff. Interesting.
So
Yeah, it's all over around here. It's really pretty neat.
you know, a lot of people didn't know there was different types of arrowheads for different animals. You know, you'd find little bird points,
Mhm.
little bitty arrowheads and stuff, and that's what those for, kill rabbits, smaller game. And stuff.
Interesting. Yeah.
Find bigger ones that you would kill bigger game with, and then you would even find knives that are made out of stone.
Really.
Uh,
Wow.
it's the history of Texas. Some people writing history books have been so wrong.
Yeah.
About the first distilleries in Texas, right? You know, there was a distillery in Austin that was flooded out, and then there was a distillery down in Brownsville, Texas.
Really.
That burnt down.
Huh.
You know, and you'd think they had to have some kind of whiskey out here.
Yeah. Right.
They're not bringing it all the way from
Right.
Kentucky,
Right.
Tennessee. You know that
Long way to import out here.
Tennessee, you know, and Texas have direct ties together. You know, you got Davy Crockett,
Sure.
Tennessee volunteers that came down here.
Yeah. Right. That was the Wild West at one point. Right.
You got to think, there's a cavern here on your property and there's some whiskey hidden.
Wouldn't that be great?
That
Find an old cask.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
Now on this second half, we're switching up, and we put these big old rocks glasses, put a giant ice cube in there with a bear or a wolf claw.
Absolutely.
Wolf paw in there. But tell me about this first drink right here, this hot scotch.
So HotScotch is our number one seller. It's really unique and distinctive. It's in the flavored whiskey category, but again, at Iron Wolf, we like to be different. So we do have a cinnamon whiskey, and when we started, that was popular. Most of them weren't very good, so we wanted to do a better quality version, a craft version. But we also said, hey, everybody's trying to do something cinnamon. Let's do something in that category that's more distinctive and unique. And we ended up with HotScotch, which is a butterscotch whiskey.
Man, I gotta drink this both ways. I gotta tell you that.
So this is great just on ice and also makes some phenomenal cocktails. It's sweet, but what we did, because we're more bourbon drinkers, we didn't like just a sweet finish. So we said, hell, I don't know, we're in Texas, throw some peppers in there. Let's spice it up and see what happens. Game changer. So we spent a year with different types of peppers. It's got a fresh natural infusion of 3 Texas peppers that gives it a spice on the finish. So it's sweet on the front, but then it's got a spicy finish and it offsets the richness in a really distinctive way. Nothing like it in the market. Number 1 seller.
This could be my new pool drink right here. I would tell you that. I actually get a little bit of pineapple on this.
Yeah,
A little bit of tropical fruits in this. And that butterscotch is coming through, but not that butterscotch candy you think on your grandma's table.
Yeah, it's not too thick, really.
No,
right?
it's not thick. It's not over sweet.
Cool off and melt down.
That pepper is not too spicy. I mean, you guys come up with a perfect drink here. I mean,
it's a nice blend.
What's a bottle of this run on the shelf?
Oh, it's only around $28 or so, plus or minus. Yeah.
And what's the proof?
$30, and it's proofed at 69 proof.
69.
It's kind of in that category. So,
well, yeah.
Why not? You got to think of everything.
You do got to think of everything. I love it. It's perfect for this weather. My ass is wet right now. It's wet. I'm wearing blue jeans.
Sweet, a little spicy. That's okay.
It is.
And it does even better in the fall, of course. But what's kind of fun about this too, Big Chief, is that it's in that category. It's great just on ice, but this thing dresses up. I mean, it goes uptown too, out of that flavored whiskey category. We make what we call a new fashioned. It's half bourbon and half HotScotch. So half bourbon, half HotScotch. You don't need any simple because this HotScotch brings a little of the sweet, but it also brings the caramel, the spices and everything. And then you finish the old fashioned the way you want to from there. It's just bitters, orange zest, a little cherry and a cherry juice to make that Wolf High ice cube pop. But you try that with new fashioned, there's nothing like it. And I love old fashions. This version of an old fashioned is fantastic. We got bars picking it up all the way up to Fort Worth now called New Fashions.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're making these new fashions.
Yep. Half HotScotch, half bourbon, old fashioned.
Well, it doesn't hurt that it's perfect that you're getting bars to pick this up because you want them to pick up your brand on their shelf. A lot of people don't think bars will sell a lot of whiskey, but if you get your brand up forward,
Well, that's where it gives us a chance to engage the consumer directly, right? They can try unique spirit. They can get introduced to the brand without having to pick the bottle off the shelf, amongst the hundreds of other bottles. And so we're excited about working with them. We do a espresso martini with this. That's amazing as well.
And you're going to hear maybe a little bit of music coming through, but they got the band warming up out there.
Yeah.
And that's what we are. We're on the road show. This ain't always about me being in my office.
No, we got our Nashville band setting up and starting to.
Yeah, we're perfect. We got
shred some guitar out there. So
we got these Shure mics that I hope would sponsor old Big Chief. I've been using them long enough. 8 years now. I've been using Shure mics, and it brings back that rich quality sound that everybody's looking for. So,
all right, beautiful setup here.
Yeah. So let's talk about these stills that are back here in Hyatt.
Sure.
What kind of stills are you running?
Well, when we embarked on this thing, we see a lot of craft distilleries start with a little bit smaller process because it's more manageable, more affordable. The problem is once you start expanding your capacity, you end up kind of chasing it. You have one smaller still, then you need 2, then you need 3, then you need 4, and then it doesn't make sense to have more small stills. You need to throw those out and get a big one. And we just said, okay, let's get a pretty good sized process and let's grow into it. So we designed this 5,000 liter batch process here. It's got the 2 stills. On the left here is the big stripping still. So it's about 6,000 liter, and it takes that full 5,000 liter charge for stripping runs. And then you can run a few stripping runs and do the final spirit run in the spirit still here, which is about 3,000 liters.
Why are you using this European stats?
And we designed based on input from talking to people in the industry and doing a lot of research. And we just combined what we think is the best combination of the expansion for the helmet, for the onion, and the lid arm got kind of a straight. So it gives us, different characteristics. And then the different columns just give us the flexibility to make whatever product we choose. We didn't want any constraints. We didn't want to start with whiskey and then say, oh my God, we need a vodka. And then have to figure out how to go fit a vodka column in. So we just designed it to do everything now. 23-foot vodka, 16-plate vodka column. It's beautiful.
I mean, I've seen a lot of distilleries have to do that, is run out and buy another $1 million still or $2 million still.
Yeah.
It's costly.
It is, for sure. And then retrofitting is extremely difficult. So we tried to just build it all in, and it's beautiful and it's unique. It's very compact, but it's a pretty big process, Gus.
So you thought about that, but what growing pains have you had at the distillery since you guys opened up? Have you had some growing pains?
Well, we went through COVID. That was a growing pain.
I think that was growing pain for everybody.
Yeah. It's mostly just getting to know how the market works and how to try to get your brand out there. And I think one of the things that we've done different that it takes longer is just doing a more authentic, more organic exposure and engagement with the customer base in the market at large. Instead of throwing it in, 1,000 stores out of the gate and throwing $1 million at marketing and trying to, flash the logo around. We really want people to connect with the brand and resonate with it. We want them to experience the ranch. And then when they go away or they try this at a whiskey festival, it's so unique. They're telling their friends about it. And it's just a very authentic and organic expansion. And that takes longer to grow that. And that's been one of the things that we realized it's just going to take us longer than we thought, right, to build that business.
Yeah, there's a brand up in North Texas that are very secretive. They only want to put out what they put out. There's one of a brand here in this area too that's trying to do the same stuff, and I'm like, you're only going to hurt your brand when you do that. When you limit to who can talk about it, we want to control the narrative and stuff.
Right.
When I came in here, you didn't try to control my show. You just said, "Hey, Mike, I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna have a conversation." You'd ask me, "Hey, how are we gonna roll the show?"
Oh, sure.
I told you I would. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
I try to drag the story out of people, and I think that's what a great conversationalist is. But your story here is amazing. You didn't try to say, "Man, I'm a 5th generation Texan that, my grandpappy came here in a wagon and fought in the Alamo and escaped somehow and made his own whiskey, made his own hooch, and I found his recipe in a boot or something." You didn't do that. You made your own brand, and you made it something that means something to you. Iron Wolf means something to you. The wolf actually means something to you.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I met a couple people that have had a wolf before. I'd rather have a pet grizzly bear myself. Just running around with
tame, maybe your advantage, but yeah.
While we grew up, we watched what's his face.
Yeah, that's right, Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams, yeah,
absolutely.
When we grew up, we had truck drivers with monkeys and BJ the bear,
orangutan.
Clint Eastwood was orangutan.
That's right.
Old boy on Smokey and the Bandit with his dog running around a semi and stuff. But I love this place. When you say it's a ranch and a distillery, you actually get that feel when you drive out here. You drive too much further, you're going to cross the cattle guard.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. We had to move some when we finally got our cows kind of moved down a little bit. Yeah. We took the cattle guards out, but yeah, it's all around here.
Well, our next pour here is the Iron Hot. Tell me about the Iron.
So what we like to say is this is cinnamon whiskey done right. Cinnamon whiskey for adults, unlike some of the other products out there. So if you do like a cinnamon whiskey, craft worthy, and it's fantastic, natural. It blends up. It's got a nice sweetness and a richness to it. What we've determined, though, is that we didn't like just sweet finish on the palate, so we end up blending some of the Texas peppers in this, too. So that's kind of the Iron Wolf jam now. It's sweet with a little Texas heat, we say. So it's got the cinnamon heat, but also a little of that pepper on the finish.
This is perfect right now. I'm a cinnamon guy. We grew up in the era where cinnamon toothpicks were a thing.
Yeah, that was. And it tastes a little bit more like that, a little bit more of that cleaner.
A little bit of history for you. I don't know if you knew this or not, but supposedly the guy that created the cinnamon toothpick was one of the Almonds. Greg Almond was one of the creators in a military school, and he was selling them for like $1 each.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
No.
That's amazing.
The distiller was actually roommates with Greg Almond and Al Gore at a military academy in high school.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
The things I've got to talk about too.
I'd love to hear more about stories from those guys.
Yeah, I mean, the things distillers have let me do, like Frank James's pistol from Jesse James and Frank James.
Right.
I got to hold that pistol, and I got to hold
wow.
George Patton's, one of his pistols.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I know some people are like, you're just a nerd to hold a piece of history,
right?
To set in those rooms where presidents have sat.
Sure. Wow, you've had some great experiences.
Yeah. Well, and it's reaching out to people and being open to new ideas and finding those stories that nobody is known about or doesn't.
Right.
They don't have the budget to market that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure
the listener base and the community out there at large is hungry for stories, and they want to hear the background. They want to hear the backstory. So this is a great way to deliver that.
Well, what would you tell to consumers that have seen you? They've seen an ad from you. They might have seen a Facebook ad or something.
Right.
But they're viewing in today and they're like, man, I live in Hill Country. I didn't know about this place.
Yeah, I'd say two things. One, you got to come experience Iron Wolf at the distillery. If you're within driving range anywhere around Texas, come on the weekends for live music and events. I guarantee you'll leave with an amazing appreciation for what we've developed and created out here. If you're a little bit farther out or can't get to the distillery, try a couple of our products. Liquid to Lips, it sells itself. It says it all. Mainly the bourbon and the HotScotch. If you're going to pick one, those are just incredibly unique and distinctive. And whoever tries them, I mean, we go to the whiskey festivals, and by the end of the night, we got a line of people coming back for more HotScotch every time. Fantastic bourbon, but they come for the HotScotch. So give it a shot.
I actually love this right here. It's good too.
The cinnamon whiskey.
I would have never thought to pour it over ice. Now, we've kept some cinnamon whiskey in our freezer.
Right.
And we used to have our Fridays would start with those.
Right.
Get primed up.
Right.
But I could drink this in a pool too. This might be a new pool drink. Both of these right here.
Yeah. These are great. And like on the golf course, we have our little minis. So I'm going to have to grab a couple of those. Maybe you can help me find a couple of the minis with Glenda. Grab a couple minis. But yeah, for the golf courses or out on boats and boating, you just chuck them into an ice chest, and they're super distinctive and they're really fun. So the Iron Hot and the HotScotch are in those minis as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll show you a couple of those here before we go. But those are really fun.
I love it. So what does the future of Iron Wolf look like for you? What are you going to add? What are you guys going to do different? What can you do different?
Well, we love the vision we've created, and we feel like we're on the right path. So we just want to keep expanding. We want to keep doing more. A big outreach into more stores in Texas, and trying to get out just personally on the road more. We take Luna out for some events and things like that too. And so get the Wolf on the road, to get us on the road and engage people. That's what we're looking for.
Well, let's see that little.
I don't know if you saw those. These are our little. How's that for unique and distinctive?
Man, that could be dangerous. That could be dangerous. Listen, I don't know if you saw this little joker right here, but if you ice these down, and are these 69 proof too?
Yeah. And those are
really
50 mil kind of airline. But when I was making them, usually you try to make them like a mini version of the bottle.
Yeah.
But if you take this big kind of badass bottle with the metal and the glass and you make it that big, you can make it the same shape, but it doesn't translate, right? You can't make it heavy glass.
So,
you can't.
How do these come? Like a 12 pack?
We've got some 12 packs, but right now they're in most of the liquor stores in like a rack, and there's just Iron Hot and HotScotch individual minis.
And what do they run?
A couple bucks right now.
Bucks.
Yeah, we're doing kind of an intro into them just to get more people to, again, try them. But you could take those and throw them in an ice chest on the lake or at a concert or, in the ice chest on the boat. It's fantastic.
I love it. I mean, I've seen a couple people try different things, but this is really, hey, I gotta swivel. I gotta adjust to the market, what they're saying. And, younger folks, this is right up your alley.
Yeah. Deliver something really unique. Just holding your hand, it feels completely different than anything else.
Well, I hide it in my hand. There's nothing there, right? It just hits you in the face right there. Now behind my shoulder here is a tin print of your guys' brand, the Iron Wolf brand. And we actually, Linda, you guys were having a good time at the Texas Whiskey Festival 2 or 3 years ago. And I think it was 3 years ago. And my wife went up to her. She was like, "Can I have that? I want one of the signs right there." And
Oh, is that right?
she hooked us up and gave us one of those signs, and she was like, "Take some of this whiskey."
Oh, that's great.
She was like, "I know you're the guy that liquid the lips, like you said. We want people from the whiskey trip to come in here." And I talked about this a little bit last week, but we're actually going to start this thing called a whiskey trip challenge.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like Guy Ferreira's diners, drives, and drive-ins.
Oh, yeah, really
Where people come and they try to complete all of them.
right.
Well, what we want people to do, my good friend Brian Dalton, dentist up in Lincoln, Nebraska, stinking Lincoln, as I like to say. But what we want people to do is we want them to visit every distillery, every location that I've filmed with.
Mhm.
And that way distillers like yourself get to participate. You get more credit.
Oh, we'd love
stuff,
to have that. That'd
get
be-
more
be a fun
distillers on
experience.
on the whiskey trip, right?
Right,
We want more
right.
people taking that whiskey trip. We want them to come here and visit.
Right. Yeah,
so
that sounds great.
we'll be rolling that out in the next couple of weeks. They visit 10, they get like a certificate, a sticker. If you visit 50, you get something. If you visit them all, and it might be a lifetime achievement, but you get to come on the whiskey trip, you get a decanter, you get some glass.
Right.
Over 500 episodes, and there's been many more than that, places that I've visited and stuff.
I was going to say, yeah, we can even throw some things in to people who identify themselves as being on the whiskey trip, right? You walk away with a little swag too.
Well, I hope people come here and buy the bottle straight from you. I want people to come in here and visit you. You see this man walking around here with a cowboy hat on, approach him,
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I heard about
Absolutely.
you from Big Chief on a whiskey trip." Tell a staff that, and I'm sure you would love to it's proofs in the pudding, right?
Yeah, we love to host people and love to have them come out. That's why we built it, right? It's about the social. It's about hanging out with your pack, as we say.
What days are you guys open?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday right now. And we're looking at expanding probably in the fall, but right now it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And
Live music every Saturday for sure. And then sometimes you'll see it on Friday like tonight. And sometimes we'll have special concerts and shows and events too.
Awesome. I love it. And then you sell all your product here.
Yes.
What about in specs? Are you in specs?
Yeah, Specs, Total Wine, Twins, a lot of the local and independents out there too. We're in probably 1,500 stores around Texas now. So go look local and support and see if you can find some Iron Wolf out there.
Wow. Where can we find you guys on social media at?
Social media is where we do a lot of our promotion, of course, for activities and events and also brand deals in the market. It's mainly Facebook, Instagram, and some TikTok now we're ramping up. And it's Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery.
Are you dancing on there? Is this
I do a little crazy talking sometimes, but no dancing yet.
Is this what really happened?
No dancing yet.
Were you trying to dance around the pool? I ain't gonna. That's an inside joke.
That
between
is
us.
an inside joke. Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little quick fire here for you. A little
Okay.
surprise for you. I'm gonna ask you quick questions, right? And
All
just
right.
answer quick. No long answers, but that way we can keep it rolling.
Okay.
What was your first whiskey ever?
Maker's Mark.
Baker's Mark. When was it?
Probably 25 years ago.
25 years. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've been kind of a wine and beer person, and but whiskey's kind of came on more recently a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
If you were going to grab one thing from your distillery right now, every day, what you want it to be?
HotScotch.
HotScotch. Okay. Hey, I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. What's your favorite bourbon out there?
Oh man. Probably Eagle Rare.
Man, I'm teeing you up with shots, and you're supposed to say Iron Wolf, but
Well, it is
no,
Iron
you
Wolf. I
said-
was trying to say off, of course,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I'm just trying to pick one. I thought you meant like off brand. If I had to pick something else, right? But that it's distinctly different than ours too. So that's why I kind of,
all right.
interesting to
A
me.
neat whiskey or a cube?
I'll try everything neat. And if it's like a reserve, I'll take a real small pour and just sip on it like this 9-year. But if I'm having a little glass of whiskey and bourbon, I'll put it on a cube.
All right. Old fashioned or Manhattan?
Old fashioned every time.
Every
No,
time?
New fashion even, but yes.
Simple syrup or maple syrup?
Light, simple.
Light, simple.
Yeah.
What are you trying to get skinny? You're already
I
skinny
need to.
enough. You're already skinny
I need
enough
to.
and stuff. These are just a little bit harder questions for you and stuff,
Okay.
right? So rye or wheat?
Rye every time.
Every time.
Every time. Not a big wheat fan. It's a little soft and sweet for me. So
Oh my goodness.
I like a little bit more oomph, a little more character,
Can you believe that, folks? He said that to the weeded king of Kentucky.
a little more pop. We'll get him weaned off of that wheat here.
I actually
Sometime.
like some cast strength wheat.
Yeah.
It's high proof.
Oh,
It just
maybe point me to one of your favorites, and I'll give it a try.
Maker's Mark cast strength is
that right?
Is a good
Eh?
is a good weeder to, I think, and obviously Weller's got Weller 107.
Right,
It's
yeah,
like
of course.
king of everybody's like Pappy, but
Yeah.
if you can get Weller and you can get it right now, Sazerac's made it very available. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's definitely popped up.
Okay,
I'll
does
give it
your
a shot.
wife drink whiskey more than you do?
No.
No? She a whiskey
She
drinker?
loves our gin. So she'll drink the whiskey and she'll have some HotScotch, but she likes our gin.
I love all those answers. They were quick, spot on and stuff. Well, so we talked about your tours. What about food out here?
We've got full food trucks that we feature on the weekends. And so we've got a little bit of something for everybody. It's a nice collection. We're also looking at expanding offerings and things in the future, always looking to grow out here and food and cuisine is one of the directions we'll be going here in the next year as well.
I love it. So you got food, you got entertainment, any military discounts out here?
Absolutely.
my
Military
veterans?
discount all the time. And like I said, if you're a charity and you want to host an event or do something out here, reach out to us.
Well, that brings up another one of my points here. I got my good friends, Frontline Heroes Outdoors, old Preston Wall out there. He's trying to take veterans, first responders into the outdoors, take them hunting, fishing, hiking, take them to the movies, football games, basketball games. I'm pop up their QR code here for you, their logo. I want you to give to them, help them out, help them take some veterans or first responders to those events. If you have a high fence ranch, you're in the hill country around Texas, and you want to donate a hunt, you got some animals you need taken out, Preston would be happy to help you. You could actually relieve some stress from a veteran, from a active duty military member for that. Hit their QR code, go to their website, check them out if you want to help them out. One last point. We got a new Facebook group, Taking the Whiskey Ride. That whiskey trip challenge will be on there, but come in and join this Facebook group. You got distillers in there. You got content creators like myself. You got whiskey nerds in there. Everybody having a great conversation, talking about the whiskey trips they're taking, sharing their whiskey thoughts and their whiskey likes. But I'd like you to come in there. I hope, Jordan, I hope you guys join, Taking the Whiskey Ride.
Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic program. Consumers are going to love that. Yeah.
I think they do. And, that's where you're going to find out what Big Chief's doing out there. You're going to see my barrel picks on there that we're doing. You never can't tell. We might even do a barrel pick over here with old Iron Wolf.
Sounds good.
But you don't have no weed. We're going to have to get into
We're going to move you to the right. That's it.
Ooh, many people have tried. I'll tell you what, many people have tried. Well, Jordan, I want to say thank you for sharing your whiskey with me.
Oh, absolutely.
Taking this ride. Any last words to the listeners out there?
No, it's our pleasure. Follow Big Chief. You're out there. You're one of the ones on the front lines doing it, bringing the story, bringing the backstory, and exposing people to some fantastic new brands and product expression. Great talking to you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
Well, once again, thank you. Listeners, you know where you can find old Big Chief. You can find me at The Whiskey Trip on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit it yet and you're watching right now, just take that finger over there, take that mouse and click on that subscribe button. I think that's the way you're going to find me. But also, we got a giveaway here for you. Now, you notice this badass cap. The ice cubes that Jordan brought up that have the wolf paw in there, a bandana, a bottle opener,
Nice bar key there.
Bar key.
Leather bar key.
Church key. You ever heard it called that
I
before?
won't say that. Yeah, I have.
Rocks glass that have folds of honor on there. I love that you guys support folds of honor.
Absolutely.
Folds of honor is for families out there that have lost a loved one in the military. And the rocks glass and a bandana. But also, Jordan said he was going to throw in a bottle of their bourbon and a bottle of this HotScotch right here. That's a pretty badass giveaway.
Yeah,
absolutely, folks. I might even snatch up this little iron hot right here and throw that in there for you too. What you're going to have to do here though, folks, I'm going to make you put in some work because Jordan put in the work and the love to make this episode happen and this giveaway happen. So I want to make sure that we get the most out of this. You're going to have to put an emoji of a wolf. And yes, there is an emoji of a wolf on Instagram. You're going to have to tag 4 friends. Hell, tag 1,000 friends.
Yeah.
We want them all to know about Iron
Absolutely.
Wolf. Then you're going to have to follow Iron Wolf on Instagram. You're going to have to follow the Whiskey Trip. You're going to have to be 21 and you're going to have to reside in the United States of America. That's what we want. But I'm going to throw in one last kicker in there. What I want you to do is I want you to go over and subscribe to YouTube and leave a comment on YouTube. You got to do that too. That's a little extra added bonus to get all this right here. This is one big package, one big giveaway. And I want it to mean something to you. We're going to do that giveaway all week long, 7 days straight on every reel, every post from the Whiskey Trip. They'll be collaborating with me. Iron Wolf will be. We'll do the giveaway on Monday evenings as always. I don't use a randomizer. I want people that are actually putting in the effort, that are supporting Jordan and his wife and his whole team here out at Iron Wolf, and then supporting the Whiskey Trip, supporting Miss Viv and I, making this dream happen of being the voice of whiskey. That's what I want. So please put in for this giveaway. Now, if you're listening to me, I know you're listening to old Matt and Mark and the whole crew from the Bourbon Life podcast. So if you listen to them, go ahead. If you like what you're hearing, leave us that 5-star review and some comments. On Apple Podcast. Those comments, those 5-star reviews, they help open up doors to distilleries like Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery. Gets great guests on my show like Jordan Waters here. I'd really appreciate it. Now, I'm going to throw in a little extra there. I haven't did this in the past, but if you check out my Google Maps profile, Mike Hyatt, you'll see that I leave reviews all the time from the Whiskey Trip. On Facebook and on Google Maps. I want you to leave Iron Wolf Distillery, Ranch and Distillery a Google review. You'll see mine on there.
Nice.
I want you to leave one. Help these distillers out. Everybody's having a rough time right now, but if you come out here, put the work into it, give a little love back, leave their bartenders a tip. I'm sure they would enjoy that.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, once again, thank you, my brother.
Pleasure.
Everybody keep listening. Help make me the Paul Harvey of whiskey, telling the rest of the dram. This is old Big Chief, and thanks for taking this ride with me, baby.
Thanks to our sponsors, the Heritage Flag Company and Guardian Coins, for making this episode possible. Thanks to Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery for sharing their story. Cheers.